Okay, in this video I am going to explain linear programming problem of minimization types, and I am going to apply the simplex method to solve these types of problem. Very easy approach, same approach we have to apply, whatever approach already have applied to solve the maximization types of problem. Here I am going to apply the same approach, and we will see how to change inequalities into the form of equations and how to apply the procedure to enter into the table, and from initial table to table 1, table 2, table 3, wherever we are going to get, wherever we are going to fulfill the conditions of Cj minus Zj is less than equal to 0, we will stop and we will see the solution. So you know the procedure, just we will proceed and we'll see how to get the result. So here first we need to write same objective function, just need to copy minimization types of question. So minimization types of question I am going to write x1 plus x2 subject to constraints I have given 2x1 plus x2 is equal to 4. I am going to change inequalities into the form of equations. Here x1 plus 7x2 is equal to 7. Here also I am going to change inequalities into the form of equations. Now these inequalities I have got into the form of equation. So what variables need to change these inequalities into the form of equations? It means because these values are going to show greater than equal to these values, it means we need to subtract some variable. So here we are going to subtract one variable s1, and here I am going to subtract another variable h2. Okay. Now s1 and h2, I think you have remember in first videos of simplex method I have explained s1 and h2, if we are going to add, it means that variable names is going to that variable name is a slack variable. If you are going to subtract any variable, it means this variable's name is a surplus variable, or sometimes we call it as a negative slack variable. Okay, so just for the remember, just to remember, in the minimization types of question, generally we need to apply to change the inequalities into the form of equations. We need to subtract some variable. That variable is called surplus variable, or sometimes called as a negative slack variable. Okay, but here what's the actual things we need to see. Actual, if we are going to consider, suppose s1 and s2 we are going to consider as a basic variable. Suppose s1 and s2 are going to be considered as a basic variable. So once if you are going to consider s1 as a basic variable, then x1 and x2 will be considered as a 0. x1 is equal to 0, x2 is equal to 0. If we are going to put this value into the equation 1 and in equation 2, what will be the result of s1 and s2? If we will put x1 0, x2 0, 0 plus 0, and if you are going to subtract from 4, so 4 minus 0, 4, and because this is negative, so s1 is equal to minus 4, s2 is equal to simply minus 7. This term will be 0, so x2 will be minus 7. So is it possible? I think you have remember, I said at any stage variables cannot be negative. Either it is 0 or greater than 0. So because we are going to consider x1 and x2 as a 0, and these values are going to get minus 4 and minus 7, so it is not possible. And why it is not possible, I already have explained in the previous videos. So that is the thing, but here no need to go into the depth why it is negative or why it is not possible. No need to concentrate over this. Just first we will concentrate over the procedure, how to proceed and get the solution. So now s1 and s2 have considered here as a slack variable, surplus variable. Now to change negative to positive, because here I have got x1 is equal to minus 4 and s2 is equal to minus 7. To change these values, to make this negative, to change into the form of positive, we need to add again some another variable. Now we can see if we are going to put x1 and x2 as a 0, then a1 will be positive. A1 will be positive. Similarly, if we are going to consider here variables as a 0, then a2 result will be positive. So to change these values into from the negative to positive, just we need to add another variable. This types of variable is called artificial variable. So here we have introduced two new variables, surplus variable and artificial variable. But in maximization types of problem, we need to go for the slack variable only. So because there is no negative sign, so just we need to go for the positive variable, and s1 and s2 was enough to solve the problem. But here we need to move for the new variable, that is the artificial variable a1 and a2. Why we have added this a1 and a2? I think one more points you have remember. To consider some variable as a basic variable, there is a condition that variable must form unit matrix. In previous question, I think you have remember here like this 1 and 0, and here 0 and 1. These types of matrix generally called as a unit matrix. So if we will draw the table and we'll get S1 and S2 as a combination of this 0 and 1, that will show the unit matrix. It means that variable will be considered as a basic variable. So which variable is going to give you the unit matrix? That variable will be considered as a basic variable. That is the condition. And there is another definition also for the basic variable. So this is just to draw the table. We must know which variable is going to give you the unit matrix. First we will consider that variable as a basic variable and we'll proceed for the next table. So for the initial table, first we need to see which variable is going to give you the unit matrix. Okay, first we need to write this variable, this equation to make the objective function. Either this objective function is going to change. No, I think remember in the maximization types of questions I have focused over these types of terms, because we cannot change objective function. Objective function itself is our solution. Objective function itself is our solution. Objective function itself is our objective to get the result. So we cannot make the changes over the objective function. So here we are not going to make the changes. It means just we are going to add 0s1 plus 0s2. Either add or subtract, that is not going to give some effect. Now what is this a1 and a2? If we are going to introduce new variable a1 and a2, it means this variable may be if we are going to consider this variable may make a changes over the objective function. No, because there is a condition, none of the variables are going to make the changes over the objective function, because that is our result. So here, because this variable is not going to make the changes, we are going to consider some new term m. What is the values of m? We will see now. M a1 plus m a2 with the variable m. We have with the variable a1 and a2 we have considered its coefficient m. What is m? So first we will introduce what is m and why we have added this m into the objective function, and what is the meaning of this m. Generally m is considered as a big M. M is not just M, M is a big M. Big M means very large positive value, very large positive value. So if you are going to consider this as a very large positive value, it means if this very large positive value will get multiplied with any values. So suppose M is going to be infinity. So infinity is going to multiply it with any values, 2, result will be infinity. Infinity is going to multiply it by the 100, result will be infinity. Infinity is going to be multiplied by 1000, result will be infinity. It means infinity will always give the result infinity. It means this m is going to make this a1 and a2 as a negligible. It means there is no effect of a1 and a2 over this objective function. There is no effect of a1 and a2 over this constant. So here just we have considered a1 and a2 as an artificial variable, and because this a1 and a2 is not a part of the question, s1 and s2 is also not a part of question, but we consider s1 and s2 is a part of question, because to change the inequalities into the form of equations we need to subtract some variables. So it is sometimes we may consider this may be the part of question, but a1 and a2 artificial variable never be the part of the question. It means once we will start to solve the problem, in the last table automatically this a1 and a2 will get removed. Once a1 and a2 will get removed, it means now we already have reached up to the end of the solution and we will get the result. So now we will proceed. So before going to proceed, now this is the new linear type LPP, linear programming problem. Here I have introduced s1, s2, a1, a2. All variables will be greater than equal to 0. So what is the name of this variable? Initially we know x1 and x2 is a decision variable, s1 and s2 here is a surplus variable, and a1 and s2 is a new variable that is called artificial variable. So we have got introduced with these three new variables. Now going to proceed. So before going to proceed, we need to change this minimization form into the maximization form. So it will be easy to proceed and we'll get the solution in very easy manner. So now we need to write in the next form max z. To change from minimization to maximization, just we need to put negative sign with all these x1 plus h2 plus 0 s1 plus 0 s2 plus m a1 plus m a2, these two variables a1 and a2. Now close, subject to 2x1 plus x2 minus s1 plus a1 is equal to 4. x1 plus 7x2 minus h2 plus a2 is equal to 7. x1, x2, s1, h2, a1, a2 all will be greater than or equal to 0. So now we reached up to this stage. This is our linear programming problem. This is our LPP. Now if you are going to change, if you are going to replace this bracket, then we will get the result. Now I am going to write here max z is equal to minus x1 minus x2 minus s1 or minus s1, either you can write minus, because with 0 there is nothing is going to be affected. So if you are going to write negative, then also that is not wrong. 0 s2 minus m a1 minus m a2. Now I have written this equation in this form. Okay, so now we are having this one and subject to this one. So just this objective functions is going to be replaced by this objective function. Max z is equal to minus x1 minus x2 minus 0 s1 minus 0 s2 minus m a1 minus m a2. Now this is our objective functions, and these are the constraints. So now by the help of these objective function and constraints, I am going to draw the table, and we will see how to draw the table and how to proceed and how to get the solution. To draw the table, before going to draw the table, we need to go by the same procedure. First we need to write CB. That is basic coefficient of basic variable. Then XB, that is the basic variable, or sometimes we call as a basis. Then we need to go for the B. Then draw the line. Same steps. Nothing is going to be new. Here CJ, coefficient of objective function. Then we'll see what is the coefficient of objective function. -1, -1, 0, -0 or 0 plus 0. That is doesn't meaning, because 0 itself is a either negative or positive, will give the same meaning. So this is minus m and minus m. This is the coefficient of objective function, and in respective variable x1, x2, s1, s2, a1, a2, its respective variable. Okay, very simple to put the values into the table. Next, what are the different variables? Before going to see the variable, we need to see the right hand side value, 4 and 7. Why? Because we have to fill this table by the help of this equation. So for this 4, x1 coefficient is 2, x2 1, s1 -1, there is no s2, 0, there is a1 1, there is no a2, 0. In the second, for the 7, x1 1, x2 7, there is no s1, 0, s2 yes with -1, is there a1, no a1, a2 with 1. So now this table is now going to be filled with this value. Now which variable is going to be considered as a basic variable? Very important to see this part. Which variable is going to show you the basic variable? This a1 and a2 are going to show you the unit matrix. It means initially you are going to consider a1 and a2 as a basic variable. If you are not going to consider this a1 and a2 in this equation, so this s1 and s2 is going to give you the unit matrix? No, because this negative sign doesn't show you this is the part of the unit matrix. In the unit matrix, values must always be 1 and 0, and finally if you are going to solve the matrix, then you will get the result as a 1. So this is the unit matrix. So initially we are going to consider a1 and a2 as a basic variable. If you are going to consider a1 and a2 as a basic variable, what is coefficient? Coefficient is minus m minus m. So here I have written minus m minus m. Same procedure to find the zj. Nothing is changed. What is the procedure to find the zj? To find the zj, we need to go to multiply these values to all the coefficient of constants. 2 into minus m plus 1 into minus m. It means minus 2m minus 2m plus minus m if you are going to multiply. So if you are going to add minus 2m minus m, it will give this result. So now the result is minus 2m minus m minus 3m. Here minus m minus 7m. If you are going to add, it means minus 8m. If you are going to multiply minus 1 into minus m plus m, this one is going to give you 0. So result m. M into 0, 0, minus m into minus 1, m, minus m into 1, minus m, and minus m into 0, 0. So minus m. This term is going to give you 0, this term is going to give you minus m. Now we have got the zj. Now the same procedure to go for the cj minus zj. To find the cj minus zj, cj values is minus 1, zj value is minus 3m. So minus minus plus 3m. cj values minus 1, zj value minus 8m. So minus 1 plus 8m. 0 minus m minus m. 0 minus m minus m minus m minus m. If you are going to subtract this one, so minus minus plus, it will give 0. This one also will give 0. And for this basic variable, if you are going to introduce one basic variable, then automatically for the basic variable cj minus zj will come 0. Once this basic variable will get changed, so we will see which variable is going to become a basic variable, that will give the result 0 0. So either you can go for the solution or directly you can put the values also in the cj minus zj. Now here the condition to find the key column. Very simple to find the key column. To find the key column, we need to go for the largest positive value of cj minus zj. So which one is going to give you largest positive value? Because these are the 0, these are the negative. Here 8m plus 3m. So 8m, in between 8m and 3m, 8m is the largest positive value. So this variable is going to be considered, this value is going to be considered as the largest positive value because it will give the largest result, and this column is going to be considered as a key column. So now we have got the key column. Now next step to go to see what is the key row. To find the key row, we need to find theta. Theta is a ratio of b divided by respective key column elements. So 4 divided by 1, result 4. 7 divided by 7, result 1. So out of these two, which one is going to give you the least positive value? Very important to remember, least positive value. I am not going to say you least value. I am going to say you least positive value. It means if there is any negative value, that is not going to be considered. If there is another values infinite or minus infinite, whatever values, that is not going to be considered. Which values is going to be considered? Least positive values. Out of these two, 4 and 1, 1 is a least positive. So this row is going to be considered as a key row. This row is going to be considered as a key row. Now this row is going to be considered as a key row. Now I am going to write name key row. This one was the key column. And intersection of key rows and key column, intersection of key rows and key column will give you key elements. So this name key element I have written abbreviated form KE, that is key element. Now here initial table steps is going to be a stop. Initial table is going to be a stop here. Initial table finish. Now we are going to move into the table 1. To move in table 1, Very simple ideas, very simple ideas. How to move into the table 1? First, because up to Cj minus Zj, these terms is already over. We no need to go into this table. But before going to delete some rows from this table, we need to see which variable is going to enter into the basis, which variable is going to leave the basis. It means whatever variables we are going to put the arrows at is the upper side, means just go into the key column, you will find x2 variable. So x2 is going to enter into the basis. So these two are the basic variable. So out of these two, which place is going to be replaced by x2, we will see in this step. So first, now it is confirmed x2 is going to take the positions of either of these two variables. So where it is going to be, which variable is going to replace by x2, we will see now. Means x2 is going to enter into the basis. Now here in the key rows, whatever the variables are going to be considered as a2, it means a2 is going to leave the basis. So x2 will enter into at the position of a2. So it will enter into the position of a2. So now it has decided x2 will enter at the position of a2. So now I am going to delete up to here. And which variable is going to enter into the basis? Which variable is going to enter into the basis, and which variable is going to leave the basis? It means a2 is going to leave the basis. It means there is no need to go to proceed for this a2. So it is easiest way. If you are going to proceed, means answer is not going to be affected. But if you are going to remove here itself, it means your calculation will get removed. Calculation will get at some stages you will get no need to go for these stages for the calculation. So it will be simpler for you. So now in the second table I am going to remove this m minus m, because a2 is going to leave the basis. Now from this table, no, it will leave the basis. So I am going to cut this part. So I have deleted from here, and we'll see what the changes is going to be make in the table 1. So now I am going to prepare table 1. Very simple. Same rows. Copy this row CB, XB, right front. So it will be easy to copy CB. Just write here at this line XB in front of XB, B just in front. So it will be easy for us to compare and replace the value. And here X1, X2, S1, S2, A1, no need to go for A2, and we will move for the value theta. We will see what is the theta here. So we will see now. Here Cj is the coefficient of objective function. So what is the Cj for table 1? It is not going to be changed. Same, just copy. So these upper rows is not going to be changed. So better to write theta here. Theta. Now I am going to close this boundary. This is same as initial table. Now A1 is not going to be changed. A1 as its position, m is here, its coefficient is not going to change. Which one is going to be replaced? A2 is going to be replaced with x2. So A2 is going to replace with x2, and the coefficient of x2 is -1. So here we will write -1. Now after filling this portion, we need to move into the inner part of the table. So what is here? Here very simple. What is the simple? Why I am going to use the word simple all the times? Because our aim to whatever variable is going to be entered into the basis, that will create the unit matrix. It means x2 already have entered into the basis. It means these values will give you the unit matrix. Unit matrix in that term 1 and 0. So if you are going to divide this 7 by itself, it will give you 1. So here simple aim, we need to divide all the elements of these key rows by key element. So 7 divided by 7, the result 1. 1 divided by 7, result 1 by 7. 7 divided by 7, result 1. 0 divided by 7, result 0. -1 divided by 7, -1 by 7. 0 divided by 7, that is 0. Now we have got 1 rows. Now to change this row from this table to this table, what is the procedure? Procedure is very easy. Just you go for the steps and you will remember. Just you follow the steps. Very easy steps. You need to write old value. Old value means old table, just its previous table. So now this is the table 1 is a new table, and initial table is the old table. So take the values of old table. So old table, because we are going to make the changes in A1. So take this variable A1 and see this value. What is the old value? 4, and write in this order. 4, 2 in this perpendicular order. 4, 2, 1, minus 1, 0, 1 in vertical order. Just have written all these values in vertical order. Now 4, 2, 1, minus 1, 0, 1. 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1. 4 to 1, minus 1, 0, 1. Okay. Now I've written. Then put negative sign. Very easy procedure. No need to go for some other procedure. It is very easy procedure to go for this step. Very easy procedure. Put minus and give a box. That is the constant value. Which values we are going to put into in this box? We will see. And multiply this value with new values. New values means new table values. So if you are going for their corresponding value in the its respective value, 1 here, 1 by 7, 1 in this respect, just you need to fill. So 1 by 7, 1, 0, minus 1 by 7 and 0. We have just copied this value and see the result. What is the result? Before seeing the result, we need to find what is the constant value. So constant value, it means where we are going to make the changes. Our aim to make this 7 to 1. It means we are going to create the unit matrix. So our aim to make the changes here. It means just count here from the B. Start from the B. 1, 2, 3. At which position we are going to make the changes? 1, 2, 3 at third position. Just count here. 1, 2, 3. We are going to make the changes here at third position. It means here our aim to make, because 1 already have got. Here we need to change this term to 0. It means 1 already have got, this term to 0. 1, 0 will come. Then at the next time with the variable x1, our aim to make these terms as a 1, 0. So it will create unit matrix. So now 1 already have got, this term must be 0. So to make this one 0, which position? 1, 2, 3. Just start from the B. 1, 2, 3. Start from the B. 1, 2, 3. At the third position we are going to make the changes. So here we got, because we want to change these values to 0, it means if you are going to put here 1 minus 1, it will give you 0. So this one you need to write in all these values. This is the constant value. Now 4 minus 1, 3, 2 minus 1 by 7, 7 into 2, 14, 14 minus 1, 13 by 7. 1 minus 1, 0, minus 1, minus 0, minus 1, minus plus 1 by 7. And 1 minus 0, it will give you result 1. Just copy and write here. So what is the value? 3, 13 by 7, 0 already here, minus 1, 1 by 7 and 1. Now we have it up to here. Now this table we got the point how to write, how to complete all this term in this table. Now we will go for the Zj. To find the Zj, it is very simple. To find the Zj, very simple. You know the procedure. Procedure is what? We need to multiply this term with this term. Coefficient of the constants. Now the coefficient of constants, this is. So minus m into 13 by 7. No, just remove here, because there is no use of this one now, because we will move from this table to next table. So now if you are going to multiply minus m into 13 by 7. So minus 13 by 7 m. Minus 13 by 7 m plus minus 1 by 7. So minus 1 by 7 m. Just here. So here there is no m. So here minus 1 by 7. If you are going to multiply this one with this one, minus 13 m by 7. If you are going to multiply this one, minus 1 by 7. Just add these two values. So minus 14. Not minus 14. Here is the m. There is no m. So we will say take the 7 minus 13m minus 1. So if you are going to take the minus common, so 13m plus 1 divided by 7. 13m plus 1 divided by 7, or you can just write the same whatever you have got. So minus 13m minus 1 minus 13m, if you are going to take the common, minus 13m plus 1. Here you can write minus 1 by 7. Minus 1 by 7 into 13m plus 1. No. No, same procedure you need to apply for this one. So now I am going to multiply this minus m to 0. So this will give you 0 and minus 1 into 1 minus 1. So if you are going to add, it will give minus 1. Now minus m into minus 1 plus m, this one term is 0. So you need to write plus m. Minus m into minus 1 by 7 and minus 1 by 7 m, minus 1 by 7 m minus plus 1 by 7. So minus 1 by 7 m plus 1 by 7. So if you are going to add here minus m plus 1 by 7, if you are going to take minus 1 by 7 common, so m minus 1. No, am I right? Because it is just a mathematical calculation. So here you can write minus 1 by 7 m minus 1. Okay. So now if you are going to multiply this one, it will give you m minus m 0. So here it will be minus m. Because it is very important, this calculation must be perfect. If any minus or plus is going to be changed, then our result will get changed. So it is better to go for the, again to just check, minus 13m by 7 minus 1 by 7. So minus 13m minus plus 1 by 7 minus 1 by 7. So in this way we may find the solution. Next, Cj minus Zj. Because here at Cj minus Zj only we can find the term which variables is going to enter into the basis. So in Cj minus Zj, it means Cj already minus 1 and minus this value. So minus 1 minus, just write, because very clear, this value must be very clear, minus 1 minus 1 minus plus 1 by 7 into 13m plus 1, this term. Now here minus 1, if you are going to subtract minus 1, this minus 1, this term will be 0. Here 0 minus m, it will give you minus m. 0 minus this value, it will change to plus. Here minus m, it will give you 0. So here also you can check which variables now enter into the basis a1 and x2. So a1 and x2 term must be 0. No, here it is 0, it is 0. So if you are not going for the calculation, then also you will get the, you can write directly 0. So now we have got values up to these steps. Now because we have got value, then there is no use of this table now, because by once we will move from the table 1 to table 2, table 2 to table 3, then there is no use of the previous table. So now this is the table. Now we can consider as a new table 1 is a now current table. Now we are moving into the table 2. What is the table 2? First you need to check Cj minus Zj. In this condition, it is going to fulfill. If you are going to take minus here as a common, it means it will give the negative values, zeros, minus m. Here m with positive sign. So no, we cannot stop here. Now we need to proceed for the next table, because one positive values exist here. Here 13m, this one also positive, 13m plus 1 by 7 minus 1, this value, this is also positive, 0, this is also 0, it is minus negative, this one also positive, m minus 1 by 7, it is also going to give you. So it means these terms only are going to satisfy this condition, Cj minus Zj less than 0 term, only these 3 are going to satisfy, rest of these 2 are showing positive. It means we cannot stop here. So out of these 2 we can find this one is the largest positive value out of this, all these value, because here 13m, here only m. So 13m is the most positive value, so we can consider this one as the largest positive. So for the largest positive value, we can enter into the this term. So we will get x1 is going to enter into the basis, and which variable is going to leave the basis, it will give the result of this ratio. It means we need to divide b divided by its key column, its respective key column element. It means 3 divided by 13 by 7. 3 divided by 13 by 7. So you can change this one in reciprocal order, 7 by 13. 13 by 7, 7 by 13. So 21 by 13. So you can write here this one 21 by 13. Similarly, if you are going to divide this one divided by 1 by 7, this one divided by 1 by 7. So here 1 into 7 by 1, 7 1 into 7. So this value will be 7. Out of these two, this one is a least positive value. This value is a least positive value. So for the least positive value, we can enter into the, so this row is generally considered as a key row. So this row is going to be considered as a key row. So now this is key row. Intersection of key column and key row is going to give you key element. Key column and key row is going to give you key element. So main aim is in the key element to make these values to 1. Automatically its reverse will be changed to 0. So now we are going to write the new table. Same CB. It's better to write in front of this value, so it will be easy to compare. CB, then XB, then B, then X1, X2, S1, S2. Now we'll see which one is going to be enter. So which one is going to enter into the basis? X1 is going to enter into the basis, and this one A1 is going to leave the basis. Here this key rows is going to show A1 is going to leave the basis. So now in this table we are going to remove this variable which one is going to leave the basis. So no need to write here into the new table. Now up to here we are going to write Cj. Just for the simplicity, if you are going to write this variable, then it is not going to affect your answer. Answer will be the same. Just for the simplicity, it's better to remove here itself. So now what will be the result? Which variable is going to enter into the basis? X1 is going to enter into the basis, A1 is going to leave. It means at here actual A1 is here. So A1 is going to leave the basis, or here X1 is going to enter into the basis. The coefficient of X1 is -1. So write here and copy this one here. -1, -1, 0, 0. Just copy. Here the values will be theta. So you need to write here theta. And similarly, because we are not going to make changes here, so this variable is not going to be changed here. And what will be the result? Result, it means we have to make these values as a 1. It means we need to divide all these values by itself. So 3 divided by this value. So if you divide 3 divided by 13 by 7, 21 by 13. Just you need to write 3 divided by 13 by 7. It means 3 into 7 by 13, 21 by 13. So you need to write here 21. 1 divided by 1 by 7. So 1 divided by 1 by 7, it will be 7. So now I have written here this value. Now we need to move, because this one divided by itself 1, 0 divided by this one 0, -1 divided by this one, just it will get reverse, -7 by 13, and 1 by 7 here, 1 by 7 divided by 1 by 7 divided by 13 by 7. It means 1 by 7 into 7 by 13. So 1 by 13. So here you need to write 1 by 13. So now we have got all these values here. Now at this stage, after this stage, we need to move to make the changes. Where we need to make 0, because this one, this values is going to give you the 1, and here we need to make this term as a 0. It means we need to copy first old values from the B, start from the B. So 1, just write 1 by 7, this is the old value here, because here already have made changes. This one is the old value from the old table. 1 by 7. So now 1 by 7, then 1, then 0, then -1 by 7, 1 by 7, 1, 0, -1 by 7, 0 no need to write, because I already have deleted here. Now just put the negative sign, give the constant value, which values is going to give you the constant value here, then multiply with which value? New values, that is under the table, 21 by 13, 21 by 13, 1, 0, -7 by 13, 1 by 13. Just copy this new value. So where we are going to make the changes? After B, just start from B, counting here 1, 2. At second position we are going to make 0. It means here 1, 2, here we need to make 0. So how to make 0? It means here 1 by 7. So if you are going to multiply 1 by 7 into 1, result will be 0. It means we need to put this 1 by 7 in all these boxes and get the value. 1 minus 1 minus 21 divided by 91. 21 divided by 91. It means 91 minus 21. 0, 70. 70 by 91. So now here I've got 70 by 91. Next 0. Here 1 minus 0. 1. 0 minus this value. 7 is going to be cancelled. Minus plus. So 1 by 13. Here 1 by minus 1 by 7 minus 1 by 91. Minus 1 by 7 minus 1 by 91. 91 minus 13 minus 1. It means minus 14 by 91. Is it right? Minus 1 by 7 minus 1 by 91. So here minus 13 minus 1 minus 14 by 91. Okay, so now we have got minus 14 by 91. So we may write here minus 14 by 91. We have got this value. So just copy all these values in this table. Now here from the B itself, now we have got here, we are going to change, we are going to make the changes from this table to this table. Okay, this table. From B, now we are going to start. This one already have divided. Here we are going to make the changes. 70 by 91, because here we cannot change just by mistake. I have divided. Just here we need to divide, because this is the key rows, and under the key rows only we can make the changes. Here by mistake I have divided, so now I am going to change whatever the values. Just copy here. 70 by 91. 0, 1, 1 by 13 minus 14 by 91. This is the result. Now here we can see very simply, this matrix is going to form a unit matrix. Okay, it means now we are up to the end of the solution. But before going to see the end of the solution, we need to check either all the Cj minus Zj is going to fulfill the condition or not. So this is the procedure. Here we can stop, because we already have got the unit matrix, and it means x1 and x2 already have entered into the basis. So now we can get the result, and we can put these values into the objective function to get the solution. But before going to move, we need to check either Cj minus Zj is going to satisfy the condition or not. So check either the Cj minus Zj is going to satisfy the condition or not. Automatically it will satisfy here, but it is important to check. Maybe in some times you need to proceed again, but result will be same. So just to check Zj, it is very simple to go for the Zj. Zj is nothing, you need to multiply this value to this value. So minus 1 into 1, minus 1, minus 1 into 1, minus 1, 0. Here 0, here minus 1. Minus 1 into minus 1 into 1, minus 1, this one 0. This one 0, this one minus 1. This one minus plus. 7 by 13. 7 by 13. Here 7 by 13 minus 1 by 13. It means 6 by 13. So you need to write here 6 by 13. Now next minus 1 into minus 1 by 13, minus 1 by 13, minus plus 14 by 91. If you are going to take this one, minus 7 plus 14, it means 7 by 91. So you need to write here 7 by 91. It's just a simple algebraic calculation, nothing else. Now Cj minus Zj. Cj minus Zj. Cj value is minus 1 and minus 1. It will give you 0. Minus 0. 0 minus this one, minus 6 by 13. 0 minus this one, minus 7 by 91. It means all values are going to satisfy the condition of Cj minus Zj less than equal to 0. Either it is 0 or it is less than 0. It means now this condition is going to be satisfied. Or you may stop here itself, because we already have got the unit matrix. It means our base variables already have entered into the basis. So now we can get the solution. So no need to go up to this step, but for the checking, it's better to go up to the Cj minus Zj step. Now all conditions are fulfilled, then just we will take the values of x1 and x2, we will put into the objective function, and we will get the result. So x1 is equal to 21 by 13, x2 is equal to 70 by 19, sorry 70 by 91, 70 by 91. Put this value into the objective function. Objective function is what? Max z is equal to minus x1 minus x2. So here minus x1 minus x2, it means minus 21 by 13 minus 70 by 91. Just take a minus common. So here 91 plus 91 70. So what will be the result? 7 plus 4 11 1 and 1 2 by 91. Okay, I am right, because it's just a mathematical calculation here. I think we must consider 91 7 into 21 147 plus 91 cancel 70. So here 7 plus 4 11 1 and 1 plus 1 2 minus 270 by 91. This is maximum value at z. Now because we are going to find maximum, but in our question, in objective question, what was the objective? Minimum z, and we made changes. So just change this sign and you will get the result into the minimum values of z. So what is the solution? X1 x2 this one, and z is equal to 217 by 91. This is our solution, this is our result. So maximum z we are going to find minimum z. So now this is the result. I think you already have got the procedure, and I hope you understood very well, because there is nothing, it is very simple, very easy procedure. If you are going to proceed by this procedure, automatically you will get the result at the end of the table. So now I am going to stop this video, and in next video I will explain another examples which will give you the result in feasible types of solution, and some question will give you the unbounded type of the solution. We will take the example and will solve by applying the simplex method, and we will get the result. I hope you all have got the result, you all have got the concept. So okay, thank you, all the best.